Time now for our big board. Our team of insiders standing by live for more on this morning's top stories. Sunny Hassan, our senior legal analyst, is back. And this first story comes out of Chicago, this controversial police shooting. They released 9 videos of the shooting. You see a lot of them right there, a lot of the dash cam videos. But one crucial video is missing. That was on the officer who was on the scene. Apparently, it was not turned on. That's what the police are saying right now. But that has led some to charge a cover-up.
That's right. And everyone is talking about a cover-up. And that's because, as you mentioned, 9 videos released, some from dash cam, some from body cameras. But the most important video would have been the body camera, from the body camera of the officer that fatally shot Paul O'Neill in the back. And so this was supposed to be sort of an era of transparency for the Chicago Police Department, which has been plagued by allegations of racism and, brutal police force. And so now you have this pilot program with body cameras that should have been very helpful, but now it doesn't seem like it's that helpful because a lot of the behavior, quite frankly, that was caught is very shocking, very disturbing. You see officers cursing at a fatally wounded teenager. You see officers high-fiving after the shooting, and you also see officers, quite frankly, pointing to the body cameras and telling the other officers to turn them off. This has led not to the transparency and to the good feelings in the community, but in fact to more distrust between the police and the African-American community.
Right, quite the opposite. So based on what you just said, what those tapes have shown, could the officers involved in the shooting be charged criminally?
I think it's very possible, and that is because it is clear that it's against department policy to shoot at a car that's going away from the police. 15 shots were at the car. And I think it's also important to note that he was shot in the back, and the Supreme Court has held that generally you can't shoot a fleeing felon in the back. So looking at all of that, it is possible that we could see criminal charges stemming from this case.
Yeah, we're going to be following this one, Sunny. Thank you so much. Got to move on to a major league retirement. A tough day for Yankee slugger Alex Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys saw crying during his press conference, tearfully announcing he will play his last game on Friday. Take a look.
I love this game, and I love this team. And today, I'm saying goodbye to both. I never thought I can play for 22 years. At 18, I just wanted to make the team.
So a lot of questions given that he's so upset. Was this his decision? We've got TJ Holmes here with us. Good morning, TJ. So what do you make of this sort of abrupt mid-season retirement?
Well, it's what we've come to expect from Alex Rodriguez, right, in his career. Nothing's ever simple, and it's not this time at all either. Now, we can call this a retirement, or you can say he was going to be released. That might be the truth there. Turns out the Yankees are essentially trying to move another direction. They want to get younger, they want to get better and look to the future. And when you have a 41-year-old on your books making $20+ million a year who's batting 200, he is not in the plan. So they were probably going to release him at the end of this season anyway. But that wouldn't have been very ceremonious. They just would have parted their ways. But this way, they brought an offer to him, essentially to say, hey, we'll let you do this. We'll let you keep your salary, and even the salary you're owed next season, and you can stay on as an advisor. So he's essentially going to get $27 million to go away. But everybody gets to save face here a little bit. He's had kind of a tough relationship with the Yankees over the past few years. He's repaired that to a great degree, but this way on Friday will be his last game. He's been riding the bench, guys, really for the past month or so anyway, if you haven't been paying close attention. So he said that was been embarrassing for him.
TJ, like
so
you say, everything about Alex is complicated, but look at the stats. You've got 3 MVPs, 14 All-Star teams, 4th on the all-time home run list, but of course the scandal, including season-long suspension for that steroid use. So how do you sort through it?
One of the most polarizing athletes in sports, but also one of the greatest in baseball probably as well. It'll take some time before people forget some of the bad and remember the good, but it'll take some time. It depends on what he does once he walks away from the game to see how people remember that legacy of his.
Okay, TJ, thanks very much. Let's move on now. Renee Zellweger back in the news. She's slamming tabloids, firing back at speculation she had plastic surgery. This was in an essay for the Huffington Post, and she wrote that it's not anyone's business, but I did not make a decision to alter my face, have surgery on my eyes. Let's talk to our friend Larry Hackett, former People magazine editor-in-chief. And Larry, this story has been swirling around for some time. She's got a new movie coming out, I think, in September, another Bridget Jones movie. And this was kicked up this time by Renee herself.
It was. You know, these pictures that emerged of her new appearance came out in the fall of 2014, and she had nothing to say at that time. I think the idea behind this, as you hit on it, is the movie. Bridget Jones's Baby is coming out in about 5 weeks' time, and the idea that Renee Zellweger would have to answer over and over and over again at press junkets and on red carpets, did you have plastic surgery, is something neither she nor the studio wanted to do. This way, she answers it once. Whenever anybody has a question, she can say, I answered this once in my essay in Huffington Post, and that to them will be the end of it. So I think this is absolutely a kind of preemptive strike to stop just a barrage of questions coming out.
You
over
say
the next
to
month.
them that will be the end of it. Is it the end of it?
Well, I think people will decide. Listen, I have no idea whether or not she had plastic surgery. The photographs speak for themselves. I think what happened here is that this story had grown. You know, the New York Times ran a story about this. So I think the idea, and she mentions this in her essay, is that this had left the kind of world of tabloids and had bled into sort of mainstream media. And I think that would have been fair for people then to ask the question. So I think this is a way to kind of nip it in the bud as this movie comes out.
Nice choice of words there with the nip. You know, there are other celebrities, Larry, who are taking sort of a different approach. I want to point out Orlando Bloom, Justin Bieber, both caught with their pants down, if you will, shot on vacation and don't seem to care. Is this a movement, sort of, I'm going to live my life? And if I get caught, I get caught, but I'm going to live.
If you know, being on a paddleboard naked is your thing, I guess that is how you live your life. So, you know, I guess you could come to expect it. You know, I don't know where these photographs came from. The Bieber photos looks like it was someone that he was with. So, you know, it's up to them, I suppose.
Yeah, did they get caught?
That picture of Orlando, he's really paddling away there.
He is well said. That's almost as good as the word nip. He really is paddling away there, Laura. Very well put.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Sonny. Great to see you all.